What's up, YouTube? I'm back again with another quick little video. As I was reading and listening in Matthew chapter 14, I read over verse 19 through 20, and it says, "And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven," this is Jesus, "he blessed and brake, and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat and were filled, and they took up the fragments that remained, 12 baskets full." Verse 19 stood out to me because it says at the end of it, after Jesus had blessed and brake, that he gave the loaves to his disciples and the disciples to the multitude. Now the word, we're reading the word. You know how it says in the word in Joshua chapter 1 verse 9 that we are to meditate on the word day and night. Just like how Joshua was commanded to read the word, to be in the word so he can understand the word and what he was to do. And of course, know the rules and the laws, the commandments. The same thing we are to do, be in the word, meditate on it day and night, to learn the word, to learn the commandments, to learn what we are to do and who are we to represent, because it also speaks in the word that we are predestined to be conformed to the image of his son. The only way that we can learn how to be conformed to the image, to be renewed, to have the mindset of Christ, is to be in the word. And that is how God feeds us. We are being fed spiritually. It's that spiritual nourishment. Remember, it also speaks in the word that the bread is life. The word is also known as the bread. How am I trying to say this? The bread of life. The bread of life is the word. The bread is living food. It's spiritual food, spiritual nourishment into our souls, into our spirits. Once we take that in, then it's nourished and then it's fed into our spirits. And we apply it to our lives. But then we also walk it out and then we teach it out. We give it out. That is how we also share the gospel. We learn it, we take it in, but then we give it out for others to learn, for others to know. We are teaching them the word. And that is what verse 19 at the end of it spoke to me. That just felt, I received revelation from that, how Jesus, he blessed and brake the bread, and then he gave it to his disciples, and then his disciples gave it to the multitudes. The same thing that we are doing, because in the beginning of John, it also says that the word is God, and how it also says the word became flesh, which is Jesus Christ. Us reading the word, we're taking in God, we're taking in Jesus. We're being nourished by him, literally by the word, which is not just the truth, but is God. We're taking it in and then we give it out. We share the gospel. We're teaching the gospel. And then that same person, they do the same thing. The ones that we teach to, that we give it out to, which in this reference would be the multitudes, that we share the gospel to. Now they're taking in the word. Now it's being fed into their spirits, into their souls. And then they give it out to other people. So it leaves almost like a trailblaze. Man, verse 20, "And they did all eat and were filled." It's almost like we take it in and we're filled up with it. But we're not just supposed to let this all sink into us and just be filled up on all of the knowledge and wisdom that the Lord gives into us, that we receive from him. But we give it out. We don't just store it up. We give it out. And yes, it's like we're feeding them, which we are, because it's spiritual food. It's bread into our spirits. We're feeding ourselves by being in the word. And then by giving it out, we're sharing it. But that's the revelation I refilled. That's the revelation I received from reading over it. And we definitely got to be conscious and aware that what we give out, we have to make sure that we're living by it too, and that we're not just giving out what we receive and understand and is given to us in the word. We also have to make sure that we're living by it, so we're not just teaching and preaching, but we're actually living by what we are teaching and preaching. But that's all today, and God bless you all. And remember, this is more for kingdom. It's all for the glory of God. We're not here to please ourselves, but ultimately God, and for the advancement of the kingdom. Once again, all glory, honor, and praise be to the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, and God bless you all.